I used to be the roadie those days. I heard my voice within, which went beyond fear. I teach something called monster confidence. I did a 5,000-kilometer ride from Pune till Karnataka and back. Fear gives you two options. Either you see it as an opportunity or you run away from it.
Whatever you are saying, your body has started believing that.
Ooh, I'm a fan of failure. I'm a fan of feedback.
Welcome you all to Voice Beyond Fear. I am your host and host, Ruchi Mystic Flaneuse. And today's guest is someone whose voice many of us have heard long before we knew the man behind it. He is former vocalist of the voice behind the iconic Tanda, a theater and voiceover artist, a communication skill expert who has helped over 5,000 professionals unlock their voice. After 22 years in the corporate world, he chooses passion over predictability. And he didn't just speak, he became the winner of the Super Speaker Season 2, rising from 215,000 participants. So I am welcoming today on my show, Voice Beyond Fear, Uday Iyer. Welcome, sir. How are you doing today?
Fantastic. Thank you so very much for asking. You are looking so charming.
Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much.
much for having me here. Thank you so much. Means a lot to me. Thank you. God
Ye-
bless.
Thank you so much for sparing some time to come on our show. So let's get started. Uday, sir, we really want to know that you have empowered, you have helped so many voices. But was there any moment in your life when you felt the need to voice out?
Interesting question. Of course, of course. A lot of times, actually. And most of my life, I've always been trying to voice out. However, the day I realized that voices begin with voicing inwards first, then it becomes effortless voicing outwards. So for years, I was just chasing towards voicing outwards. And yes, I did have my own phases of frustrations in life because voice. Then I realized maybe I need to voice in first and check out what kind of map or circuitry or motherboard I have in me. Do I need some rewiring to do before I try
Hmm,
to voice out? So yeah, there've been
interesting.
so, and
Interesting.
I'm a hashtag lifelong learner. So I kept learning every single day. So today is a very different day and a comfortable day. So yeah,
Every
challenges
day
were
is a
there.
beautiful day in its
Mm,
own ways, in its own unique ways.
absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
So, Uday sir, we really want to listen to or know, one of your favorite memory that you can recall where, going within and then voicing out actually was a biggest breakthrough in your life.
There are so many instances.
I know.
There are so many of them. My goodness. If I start narrating, maybe a single podcast won't be enough. However, I will
I know.
share one of the incidents which happened 4, 5 years ago. As I'm not sure whether you're aware, you did mention that I quit my corporate world after
Yes.
22 years to follow my passions full time. So, among my passions, one of them is long distance motorcycling.
Yeah, I had seen you riding, being on the roads all the time. And, it's such an amazing thing to see that how you are exploring the life.
Absolutely. I mean, motorcycling has taught me more life lessons than any texture or literature could ever teach me. So, what had happened was, coming back to the story, I had finished recording throughout the night because I'm, a recording artist as well. So, I packed up and I hadn't slept a wink. However, 6 a.m. in the morning from the studio, which was some 30 kilometers away from my house, and I had to go through the Nasik highway, and there are patches of jungle forests out there. And I'm a huge wildlife and animal fan. So around 6 a.m., I was cruising down the road. All of a sudden, from nowhere, at that turn, there was no vehicle, no traffic, no humans, except three huge wild boars. Just suddenly, they came on the road. They were crossing. And that moment, fortunately, I'm a very careful rider, and I ride at a very minimal, I ride at a speed which can be controlled. I never go beyond that. So I could control the motorcycle. Two of the wild boars crossed, and one wild boar, my front wheel touched a little, and I fell down. I fell down. My right ankle, it was my fault because I was wearing the wrong shoes. Because when you go to a studio to work, you don't wear riding boots and go. Because inside the studio, you leave your footwear outside, right? When you go inside to record. So I was wearing the wrong shoes. So when I fell off the bike, it happened some 3-4 years ago to be precise. My right ankle got fractured at two places, in the left and the right. It kinda didn't shatter, but it broke. I could feel it. However, at that moment, I wasn't worried about the fracture. I didn't even pay attention to my foot. What I did was, before coming close to the wild boars, I had noticed one of the boars was an expecting mother. And if your viewers and a lot of people do know that wild boars and pig mothers, in one litter, they don't give one or two kids. It's all
Right,
usually a litter of 16, 18 children.
right.
So my God, I was worried sick for that 2 minutes. I fell down. My bike was lying on the tarmac, and I was on the side of the road. My broken ankle, which I hadn't realized yet. Then I looked at the left, and I saw they were wagging their tail. That means they were foraging, so they were safe. Then I said, "Thank God, nothing happened to that expecting mother," because it would have shattered me if something had happened to her. And
Right.
then I said, "Oh, thank God." Then I tried to lift myself up, and the moment I put my body weight on my ankle, it went. I said, "Holy cow, this sounds like a bad news." Now, coming to the crux of your question, I got admitted. I got help on time. I reached the hospital, got operated the same day, got titanium rods and plates installed in my right ankle, and I was done. After maybe 10 days, I was discharged. I got back home and I was recovering. I couldn't walk. I had to use crutches for 3 months. All of my friends of my age, all the people I know from my era, and all my relatives as well. Everyone, of course, I am so grateful for their concern and their opinions and their suggestions. No two ways about it. However, that's not how I work. Judy, at your age, a bones. Remember, if you were in a car, you would have been safer. Only the car would have got damaged. You need this, you need that. I took my physiotherapy so seriously, and I heard my voice within, which went beyond fear. Exactly, exactly.
Out of the blue, we are on, social platform, but how old are you, Yuri?
Oh, me. My body is 53. My mind and my heart is, um, I'm a teenager at heart. The child in me is very strong.
Agree to that. I believe that because, this month on 5th February, I turned 6 only.
How sweet. How sweet. Belated
I
happy
am just
birthday.
6 years old, full of life, full of curiosity, ready to explore life from a very new perspective that I had gained,
Very
listening to my
good.
inner voice.
Very good. Very good. Because the child, that's the best state of mind one can ever be in. Why? The child state of mind is always in the present.
Yes.
It doesn't go in the past. Past kind of gives you depression. Future kind of gives you anxiety. But the child doesn't worry about the past or the future. It is. That's why I love observing children, my son's friends. When my kids learn something, they're doing something, I love to observe. I mean, children teach me so much.
So, because we are talking about a childhood, what
Uh,
is that childhood memory that's very close to you? Let's
so
bring the
many,
child back in for everyone also.
many, so many. Ruchi, touch wood. Thank you, Dad. I love you. I happen to be one of those few lucky ones who was blessed with an amazing father and a very understanding mother. My dad, I miss him the most. One of the most amazing man I ever known. Very understanding. So the kind of exposure I got towards life, towards relationships, towards my own behavior, my belief system. My dad, in spite of my background being a, how do they put it? Which is, they use it as a abbreviation or a short form, Tam Bram, a Tamil
Yes,
Brahmin. So I was born in that hierarchy or whatever you call it. So I was raised from that background. So I got a lot of culturally rich aspects into me, like music, art of different kind, and I got, so my childhood was pretty enriched with all this. The funny thing happened when I gave my 10th exam. And when I gave my 10th exam, that was in 1986 or 87. So can you imagine that time when parents only had the option for children, either you become a doctor or an engineer or a chartered accountant or a cost accountant or a company secretary. Those are the only, or an engineer, of course. Those are
right.
the only ones. And during that era, my dad called me, look at Krishnamurti's son. He's doing ICW. Look at Mr. Srivastav's daughter. She's doing company secretary. Look at Ramurthi's son. He is doing his engineering, mechanical engineering. What do you want to do? I said, Dad, I want to sing in a rock band. He went through the roof. He
Oh,
went till
that,
Pluto. Those days in solar system, Pluto used to exist. Went till there and he came back. He said, what? What's a rock band? I said, Dad, no, come on. Then, but he never, in spite of being so old fashioned, what was amazing about him was he helped me a lot to overcome any societal fears that gets installed at a young age. नहीं तो बर्बाद हो जाओ. If you don't do an engineering, you're finished. If you don't get a job, high paying job there, then you're nothing. All those belief systems, I'm so blessed. So my dad really helped me conquer that fear. And he told me, all right, you give it a shot. Let's see what happens, he told me, in spite of being from an Orthodox family. So, yeah, so those were one of those childhood instances. And did I tell you, I did attempt ICWA. I've always been very good with general knowledge in English, mathematics, and brinjal, eggplant. वो जन्म जन्मांतर दुश्मनी थी, but that belief I've changed. I've started eating brinjal now, eggplant now. And at this age, I find mathematics very interesting. At that age, I didn't.
right.
So, so I didn't do well.
It's very true because that time we really don't understand. So I
Yeah.
know, just sharing a brief about
Hmm.
that time I was learning quantum physics. I learned it, right? I
Really
passed the
rough.
exam and I did everything. But the real implementation and the understanding of that quantum physics, it is happening now when I am on my journey of going deeper within. It's relating. All the concepts are clearly
Every,
being understood now. That time it was just the cramming because life
absolutely.
teaches you more than the books.
I wish. Oh, wow. I love. I do a lot of studying of quantum linguistics actually.
Mm.
So that's exactly what it's amazing. It's amazing the way the quantum world works. If everyone gets
Yes,
educated in the quantum world, I think majority of world problems won't exist.
right. So bringing back that quantum in
Hmm,
you,
hmm.
would love to know about your journey of being a rock band artist. And I also love the name Agni, the Tanav. Again, I haven't. heard it, but it's actually
Well,
very inviting. Again, so would love to know that part of you.
Well, I started my rock music journey in the early 1989-90. So I used to be the original Agni, the first Agni, the premier Vedic rock band from India. I used to be
Right.
the roadie those days. That was the non-internet era. I used to be the roadie. I used to carry the gear, equipment with them, travel from city to city where they're playing gig. That's how I learned my ropes. And I was what, 17 years old or something like that. And later on, when I joined Symbiosis College, very famous in Pune, where I
Yes,
live in
Pune.
India.
Right.
So in Symbiosis College, when I joined my graduation, I met like-minded guys, and I formed my first band. Then my first band used to open for Agni throughout the country wherever it went. After
Nice.
that, there are loads of stories in between. I had shifted to Mumbai after I finished my MBA from Pune University. I had shifted to Mumbai. I was working in the advertising field, doing loads of voiceovers and theater with directors like Lilith Dubey and things like that. I had just finished a tour, a theater performance in Kolkata, and I'd just gotten back to Mumbai. I walked into my cubicle where I used to work in the ad agency. I saw two post-its next to my laptop, I mean, like next to my computer. Those days,
Yeah.
laptops existed only with the CEOs, I guess. We had the 486 machine, yeah, the big computers those days. So we had these two post-it. One post-it said, Zubin Balapuria of Indus Creed, another premium band from India, calling you for an audition as a singer. And the other one said, Coco and Bell, these are the two guitar players from Agni, the band, looking for you desperately. So obviously, I would go towards Agni because I had learned my ropes with them. So my connection with them was high. And that year in 2000, when my 97, I used to go down to Pune, rehearse with Agni. Then I started performing with Agni. Did one album called Mrityunjaya, which got me among the top 25 indie rock vocalists of the country. And
Nice.
yeah, I've never turned back. So Mrityunjaya was the album, and Tandav was the song, the word which you will resonate with a lot because I saw that word in your book as well. So that's what the song was about. So and yeah, so it was amazing. It was as a musician, grew a lot, understood that playing covers, which is playing someone else's song for the crowd, wasn't exciting enough. Playing your own creation. Oh, what a feeling. What a feeling. That gave me immense so much confidence. That rock and roll and playing your own music gave me so much confidence that today I have I teach something called monster confidence for these upcoming
Nice.
bands and youngsters and stuff like that. Yeah, I've trained
Love
bands,
to
a
learn
couple of
that.
bands in Germany. I'm training a band in New Zealand. It happens online, of course. But
Right.
yeah, so it's a lot of fun. If you're good at something, they do, yeah, because these kids are the torch bearers, yeah, you
Yes.
know.
And I
So
have a
sorry,
personal question.
please.
I am, since my childhood, I am a music lover. And I had recently started listening hard rock. So
Welcome to my world.
when they see you are here and I get to meet you, so I recently started listening to hard rock. Though I
Okay.
was listening to these songs earlier, but I was not aware of it. This is hard rock. So for all my music lovers and for me also, can you brief about what are these genre or categories in the music industry?
Oh, sure. See, how rock music began was some 100 years ago when slavery used to exist. The African people were, they had to go through the unfortunate times of slavery when they were slaves, and they were coal mine workers. So these mine workers, majority of them were blacks. So when they used to work in the mines and come out in the evening set, have a drink around a bonfire, whatever they had, they used to start playing music. That's how a genre of music was born called the blues. The blues came into the picture. Then usually through guitar players like Chuck Berry and the oldies, very old ones from the 40s and 50s. Basically, Chuck Berry and loads of other musicians derived from blues something called little high tempo music, which went on a 12 bar, for example, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you've heard that kind of a music, that
Yes.
was born from blues. That was named rock and roll. From rock and roll came out hard rock. Rock and roll began with acoustic guitars. Then a word came into our lives called distortion pedals. They are effect pedals, which get connected to an electric guitar, which you heard, which usually people get. If you've never heard rock music before, suddenly you might be taken aback by hard hitting guitars. Zhig, zhig, zha, zha, zhig. So that kind of a sound. Yeah. So that's a distorted guitar chord or a song. That's how hard rock was born. That heaviness which you heard became heavier, much high tempo, much louder. Singers, 4 octave screams. That's how a good genre was born called heavy metal.
Right? That's a good story. You know
Yeah,
how I see music?
and
Yes,
go on.
please. Please.
No, go on, please.
So, with my understanding of music, so I feel the music. When you feel it, you get to know. So, I use music into my healings and therapies also, and for myself also, right? Because for me, there is no best healer than music. And thanks to Bollywood and Hollywood and everywhere and all the artists, we had music for every feeling. We have music for every occasion. We have music for helping you connecting deeper to yourself. So
True.
coming, understanding this thing, I would really love to, hard rock, because when I started listening to it, it's not the noise. It's actually decluttering the noise so that you can listen to what is inside at a very deeper level.
I mean, you couldn't have said it better. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. What
Coming,
seems, what seems like noise to someone else, it's very soothing and very relaxing to someone who understands it.
right.
So yeah, so
So
something
I think
it's
you
like that.
understand it very well. So now, really want to know, what that music, when you write, when you compose, when you record, what it brings out of you, the
Well,
unsaid words, which is actually coming out in the form of music, which you are not able to share or which no one can express just by saying it out. It needs and it requires a lot of energy, which is coming in your music. So I want to know that part of you.
yeah, the energy. Yeah. First of all, there's a new song which I'm writing. It's called. It's almost done. I'll be composing. That's my next song. Now I release music as a solo artist under my name, Uday Iyer. You must have come across the word Radha. All of the world knows the name associated with Lord Krishna, of course. Radha. All of us have a Radha in us. What is if you split the word in 2 syllables, Ra, and you invert them, you just reverse them, they become dhara, dhara, which is a flow.
Uh,
So it sounds better if I say it in Hindi. राधा वो होता है जो धारा के विपरीत चलता हो. The person who goes against the current, not with the current. Beautiful metaphor. Let's relate it to real life. Doesn't follow trends, doesn't follow algorithms, doesn't follow what everyone is doing. फिर वो राधा नहीं, या फिर वो अपने अंदर के राधा को जाना नहीं, जो blindly trends follow करते. So मैं राधा हूं. I'm a kind of a musician, believe it or not. Audience for me always comes last. Most of the musicians make music with audience as first in their mind. No, that's according to me. I've one of my mentors, of course, he doesn't even know me. It's like Dronacharya or my Ekalavya. There's a gentleman called Rick Rubin, huge producer, who's produced a lot of rock bands. I follow him dearly. And he says, and which makes a lot of sense to me, that the audience always comes last. That's how genuine, authentic, and pure creativity comes out. If the audience comes first, then you only try to give popular music, which usually does not take much talent to write, because most of the lyrics you can make out. It does not require talent. So that
Oh.
way. And otherwise, it becomes, if I take audience first, then I need to copy trends, follow trends. And let me put it that way, from my body's perspective. Too old for that.
And then Yudi won't be Yudi.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right. So,
Yes, so music definitely plays a huge role. And being a musician, I'm really fortunate, Ruchi, because I enjoy or I see something positive in all genres of music. Earlier, I used to detest Bollywood music. Now, even if I don't enjoy it, but if I see others enjoying it, it makes me happy for others because they are enjoying it. Whether I relate to the music or no, that's secondary now. Now I look at the audience who's enjoying it, then that makes me happy. So the
because
perspective, huh?
you yourself are feeling that happiness when you are doing it, when you're connecting with it. And now you understand that with whatsoever music they are connecting, it's not about they are liking it, it's about they are connecting to their heart, and that music is helping them understand, feel what is happening within.
Understand, feel, hear, taste. Oh, I taste music, man. Oh, it's yummy. I even smell, like I smell my olfactory, gustatory, auditory, visual, everything. I can feel music from all. And the best part is, I'm sure when you use music in your methods, I'm sure you would be using frequencies of sound, isn't it? No, you don't have any specific frequencies for healing.
As you know that I'm a psychic medium, right? So I feel the rhythm of the heart of the other person, and with that rhythm, what their heart needs, I just use that. And you won't believe, but there are people, who are very, very happy and very sorted from the surface.
Mm,
But when you connect with them,
mm,
it's too much that they have never said. They
mm,
didn't have that space to say it. And where music comes into picture, it, Sufi,
mm.
Lofi songs, they bring
Lovely.
that thing out. Why? Because they give the voice to your feelings, which you are not able to do by yourself.
Kya,
And that's so I write under the label Ehsason ke Alfaz,
kya baat.
right? So one day I am going to come to you because it's in my list that I'm going to record all those things I have
Definitely,
written.
you must. You
I
must.
also started learning vocals for that particular thing because it's a dream that I will one day going to record all those things. And that's what I help people for, voice, give voice to your
Mm.
ehsaso ke alfaz. So, yeah, though I had very different questions for you, right? But now I would love to go into this journey of music
I
itself,
thought.
more deeper into it.
Then we should do a part two podcast only based on
Yes,
music. We could do that.
definitely, because I really want to know a lot about you, about this weird thing, the
Uh,
story behind.
oh, the beard.
Yes, it's very fascinating. I am very, very intrigued about, okay, this kind of events also happen. It was surprising to me. So what's the story behind this?
My beard. Well, my beard, the first generalization which people have in mind, which comes, generalizations pop up. We are humans, right? It pops up in our mind immediately by people's appearance. So the usual generalization which pops into people's mind while when they spot me is, number one is, he looks like Sadhguru, does he? So that's number one, because I wear a headgear and I have long beard. So I have a patent answer for people who tell me. I tell them very politely, oh, so sweet of you to say that. However, just having a beard is not enough. I wish I had an ounce of his wisdom as well. That's a patent reply I give, and I say it very
Mhm.
politely. And of course, I don't feel offended. And some other people either find it for some religious reasons, or usually it's for some religious reasons. They think my actual reason of growing a beard is again rock music. I'm a motorcyclist. My arm, both my arms, not completely. I'm a tattooed man. I got tattoos on my arms, and I'm a motorcyclist. So I am from the beard is more from a rock musician and a motorcyclist mindset. And the beard got inspired by one of my favorite guitar players. His name is he's an American guitar player called Zach Wild, who has he's an amazing guitar player and has a beautiful beard, who used to play with the late legendary Ozzy Osbourne, who passed away a bunch of months ago. Another rock, you know, hard rock, heavy metal legend who passed away. He used to play guitar with him. So I got very inspired by his beard, and wife loves it.
What else you need?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I know. Initially, even friends used to find it funny. However, slowly everybody started liking it. They started seeing that I take my young son on motorcycle rides for 5,000 kilometers, and 7,000 father-son roam around the country on the bike. So now the perspective of his friends has changed. The other day, I overheard someone telling him in the school bus, "Hey, Shivansh, that's your dad, huh? What a cool dad." Oh, that made my day because I overheard that comment. Ruchi, that made
Now
my
dad
day.
has a brand image and the kids are happy.
So you hear, I don't, इतना खुश हो गया ना मैं. Oh, I felt so good. And I'm a high kinesthetic person. I feel things. I feel. I'm a heart guy. Then the brain comes. I'm more of a heart guy.
And you really need to listen to your heart. Only then you would be able to live the life that you want to live, not the one the people are telling you to live.
I know, yeah, Ruchi. Experience has taught me every time, everything need not make sense. That's how my BP is normal. Yeah? At this age,
And
my
that's good.
BP is normal. I have a flat tummy, by the way. All my batchmates have huge bellies. They can't even see their own shoes. All of them.
Mm.
They're vice presidents of huge companies and stuff like that. They're making millions, but half of the millions goes into hypertension, BP, dialysis, liver, sugar. Gosh, touch wood. Flat tummy, vegetarian, no problem.
So what one advice that you want to give to us, our viewers, to stay like you, to be like you physically?
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Lot of people seeing my beard, usually, if when such a question is asked, the predictable answer which the listener would expect is, "Ab main gyan dunga, subah utho, be disciplined, be this and be that." None of that.
Agree?
Just be nice to yourself and to people at home, because everything communicates. Everything about you communicates. We think that communicating is only verbal and what I do with the outside world. I need to get a promotion. I need to get a job. I need to do a business. I need to crack a sales deal. We all think of communication being as an outer process. We never realize that process first begins from inwards. How do you talk to yourself and your own loved ones at home? If I'm nasty at home and all rosy picture at work and trying to make everybody happy, I'm the biggest loser in the world. Even if I make a crore per annum. Such people, by the time they reach my age, they get all diseases. Everything, because majority of the diseases come from the mind. The kind of self-talk we do. Well, आपको जब भी आप मुझे मिलो रुचि, मैं आपको बोलता रहा हूँ, आपने पूछा, "यूडी हाउस लाइफ?" क्या बताऊँ रुचि, अरे ईएमआई भरना है, ये करना है, होम लोन की फीस है। सारी दुनिया का बोझ मैं ही, and keep saying that for 5 years from the brain, because that's a pattern my subconscious mind is caught. My subconscious mind doesn't know whether it's right or wrong, whether it's intelligent, unintelligent, inintelligent, whatever. It just catches that vibration, catches it as my pattern. And believe it or not, if I keep saying that self talk for 5 years, maybe or maybe more, it will start traveling towards down my head from my brain. I'll get
Okay.
spondylitis, backache, spine disalignment, neck ache. Loads of all disorders and diseases begin here. It begins here. I know teetotalers who have died of my classmates from my MBA batchmates who have died of a heart attack at the age of 42 and stuff like that. Never smoked a cigarette, never had a drink or whatever, which is very good. However, it's so important to have good communication with ourselves and with our loved ones. And believe me, then see the magic. And the
I
biggest
truly
lesson
believe that.
I've learned in life, Ruchi, be very grateful for everything you already have. Don't sit and crib. I live in a 2-bedroom flat. Yahan se mein jaunga. Oh, I need to catch a train every day. Bro, you are alive. You're breathing. You got a roof. Be
Yeah,
grateful for that. These are the things
exactly.
मैंने ठोकरें खा के सीख. ऐसा मैं था नहीं पहले रुचि. और ठोकरें
No,
खा के
no,
सीखी है
it
मैंने लाइफ में.
really is. Communicating to yourself is very important because I always tell everyone, whatever you are saying that is coming out of your mouth, the other person is at a distance. He or she is going to listen later. The very first person who is going to listen is you. Is you. So whatever you are saying, your body has started believing that. And
Yeah.
that's how all the diseases. So it's been last 6 years. I was like researching on all the diseases. Doctor had given up, okay, you have to take medicine throughout your life. But no, cervical pain, arthritis, diabetes, where people say there is no cure to it. There is a cure to it. It's coming from within you, what you have put in. And you are the only one who had to take it out.
And you came out of all that with the power of your mind.
Yeah.
Wow, wow. You need a standing ovation. Bravo. I'm
So
so impressed.
it is again. So I would actually want you to explain because you are a communication expert. What kind of communication you really need to have with your own self as a ritual?
Very good. I could give you a couple of examples.
Yeah.
See, I have mentors. Some of them, I practice self hypnosis. And in one of my self hypnosis procedures, I invite my mentors. And my late father is one of my mentors. I call him in my self hypnosis sessions. Bruce Lee is one of my mentors. And there are a bunch of other mentors. So once Bruce Lee said, words have power. They can cast a spell, not on just on others, on yourself as well, on you. That's why they're called spellings,
I think.
because they can cast a spell.
Right.
So if they can, and the spell which can be casted can be a positive one or a negative one, depending on the words. Similarly, if I say, man, I need to, example, because majority of your listeners might be interested, let's give them a relevant example, which a common man could relate to. I
Sure.
need to get 10 years I've been in this position and I'm not getting promoted. People who joined, juniors who joined after me got promoted before, later on. I get so many cases like that. I need to help them with a mind shift. It's not learning, it's not just communication. So what happens is self-talk, the kind of talk you do. Example, I can't do it. I can't do it, man. We keep any instances we say these things to us. The moment I say I can't do this, the subconscious mind registers it as impossibility. So in my practice, the moment I have self-talk, I'm a human being too. I also get frustrated. ऐसा होता नहीं, we're all normal humans. However, I use these techniques to save myself from negative self-talk. If I'm about to blurt out, I can't do this, all I do is, I can't do this yet.
Just a small word.
The moment I add yet, my subconscious mind holds on to it. There is a possibility that tomorrow he will be able to do it. I can't do it. Another practice which I do from a linguistic self-talk perspective is, Ruchi, I don't like mashed potatoes. I don't like bhindi ki sabzi. I don't like. It's not about the object of this sentence. The entire stuff I don't like. I've stopped using that phrase. I don't use that phrase anymore. I don't like brinjal. No. I prefer palak or I prefer paneer than brinjal.
Hmm.
I
Makes a
don't
lots of
love.
difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference. I'll come to you why it does that. The moment I use the personal pronoun I, the subconscious mind and in my neurological levels, it goes till a very higher level. It's an identity. I am. Those two words have a lot of power. We don't realize. If I say, I am bad, I am not good enough, that keeps becoming an identity in my neurological levels. So you need to change that. People come to me, sir, please help me work on communication skills. I need to get promoted. I'm not able to speak English properly. If I help them with only English, it might not help them much because in our neurological levels, we have, at the beginning, you spoke about environment, how you don't believe and you conquer it. Remember, you just
Yes.
spoke at the beginning. Similarly, neurological levels, no? On top, we have something called mission. What's my purpose of doing whatever I'm doing? Then the second level comes, it's called identity. Then come the values in my belief system. Then come my skills and capabilities. Then comes behavior. Then comes environment. So if I just teach you English, it's just a behavioral level change. Usually doesn't last long. So in my self-talk, I need to change my quantum, change my linguistic patterns when I do self-talk. And can be done. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So once that happens, changes happen at higher levels in my belief systems. If I have a beliefs which are good and helping me, I'll hold on to them. Which are being an obstacle in my growth or in my process, I need to either change it or ask it to move aside, please. I need space. So self-talk is very important. I can't do this. No, I can't do this yet. I don't like something. No, I prefer this than that. Even if your viewers try these two changes in their self-talk, it's going to help a lot. It's going to help.
Yeah, and it's really a very implementable advice, which is
Exactly.
very easy, right?
Yeah,
Nothing
simple.
much to do. But I really want you to explain that part when people kept telling you you cannot do it. How to actually do that self-talking in these situations?
When people say that you cannot do it,
Or you
it
should
comes
not, or you should not do that because of, so and so reasons.
absolutely. You speaking about quantum physics. Okay, something to do with science. Cause and effect principle, which is very popular in communication books and in MBA classes, and obviously in science as well. If someone tells me that, tu kya karega yaar, teri bas ki baat nahi hai. Come, really? Look at you. Really? You think, tum kya karogi? That kind of response. I have two choices to handle such a response when it comes to me. Either I can operate, absorb that, and work from a cause side or the effect side. To remember these two sides, you need to remember, forget the definition and bookish knowledge, just two words you need to remember. Cause side has one word which is called ownership. Effect side has the word blame. So if the moment you said, no, at the beginning of the call, again coming back to I don't depend on my environment, I can still conquer things and make things happen even if I have limited resources or limited environment, which you said yourself. Where were you saying that from? A cause side. Why? You took ownership. Effect side में आप भी बैठ सकते थे. Blaming for the situation, blaming circumstances, blaming people, unne aisa kaha, that bugger said I won't be able to do it. मैं ऐसा ही हूँ, से कुछ नहीं होता, सब मेरे साथ ही होता. That is sitting in the effect side. Oh, I don't have gear, I don't have a DSLR, 2 लाख का कैमरा नहीं है, I don't have a studio, मैं कैसे podcast शुरू करूं? That is sitting in the effect side. B, go to the cause side and start with gratitude prayer, my favorite. Thank you, universe, for everything, all the resources that I already have. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Open my eyes. What needs to be done? Take charge, take ownership of the situation. That way, anyone tells me something, it's not that it doesn't bother me. That is arrogance. That is non effective communication. Effective communication is someone gives me a negative feedback, I thank them. I look forward to negative feedback. Ooh, I'm a fan of failure. I'm a fan of feedback. Because I see, you know why? I've been a rock musician all my life. Adulation. Oh, Uday sir, rock star. Mama, I saw him. I touched him. I've signed autographs on naked bodies. I've gone till that era. I've got so much of adulation. So everyone is all my life. Everyone has only given me positive feedback. Oh, you're amazing. So I used to crave for those things, Ruchi. Now I welcome negative feedback. Because either you win or you learn. There's nothing called failure in life. It's just feedback.
Exactly.
So someone says, Uday, you can't do this. Thank that person. First of all, thank you very much for your concern. I truly appreciate it. Dil se aapko thank you. Kaha, I'm sure बहुत important है, मैं याद रखूंगा. Thank you. You respond that way. The person who wanted to provoke you by saying that, he fails. Why? Do you know what's fishing? Which is a sport which is very popular in the Western countries, very less in India. Fishing is a very strong father-son exercise for bonding,
Right.
which happens in the American and the Canadian culture,
Yes.
non-existent in Asian cultures. So when you fish, you have a fishing rod, you have the hook, you put the bait. Hindi mein chara kehte hain, bait. So negative comments, people who want to provoke me, poke me, they are the ones, they are the fishermen. They'll chara phekenge, the hook will come. I'm the fish. It's up to me, do I take the bait and get caught?
Right.
Just don't take the bait. Big
Right.
deal. Everybody has a right to have their opinions, guys.
So it's like my mom always used to say, never let anyone sit on the driving seat of your life.
Ah ha 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 ha. Kya
And with that thing only, never let anyone sit on your driving seat. It doesn't mean again the arrogance or the ego. It's about you take charge of your life,
obviously.
keeping the space for people to sit by your side, follow, but because you are leading, you are
Mm.
in charge of that life. That's how, you create your environment in a way where you lead with grace, not with ego, because you are responsible enough for all the passengers or all the people around you. You are responsible for them, right? And
Beautiful.
for that responsibility brings that element of you being more responsible.
Wow. Pari Bona. Loads of respect to your mom. Oh, our parents are so great with
Mhm.
metaphors. Yeah. Ooh, what a brilliant metaphor she gave you. Wow. I'm a fan.
Yeah. And the same thing is like when you say about gratitude. So it's like, again, some things come in Hindi very good way. So I always say शुक्राना,
Hmm.
शुक्राना जो नहीं दिया,
Yeah.
शुक्राना उसका भी जो दे के ले लिया. Because at the end of the day, whatever is there and whatever right now I am having, that's all and that is all I am being served with to move forward. That's all I need.
तेजस्वी हैं. That's what I was wondering. Now I know the answer for the aura you have, Ruchi. Amazing, amazing, brilliant.
So, this talk can go on forever and ever. And I would love to have you again because I have lots of questions. Because there are lots of things about you we can talk about. But for today, it was really nice conversation, and I hope our viewers had very beautiful insights about the self-talk as well as the music and how you can connect with the music and how you can understand just by listening to the music. Sometimes you feel like listening to one kind of music and then you feel like listening to the other kind of music. But if you
Mm,
focus on the lyrics of that, it actually gives you the state that you are in. And you just need to acknowledge, okay, I am in this state, which is a good or need to work on state, not a bad state, need to work on state, right?
absolutely.
Whether you want to stay in there or whether you want to move out from there, because the moment you shift the music,
Mm,
that's the moment you're shifting your energy.
absolutely. Absolutely. It's a beautiful metaphor.
Everybody should know what kind of music is your authentic one,
Hmm.
which is coming straight from your heart, which is helping you voice out.
Preferably which you hear when you're sober.
Yes, because that they are your raw, unfiltered emotions that are coming out at that time.
Yeah. Not an influenced state, a clean
Right.
state. And the best part, if you change your state, your emotion changes. So if people
Yes.
can learn how to change the state, their unwanted emotion can be changed. So music is a beautiful way indeed to change your state and go to a desired state you wish for.
Yes. And with this note of reaching out to your desired state, as UD advised you all, what you need to do is talk to yourself. But before talking, listen to yourself and then answer honestly. Because in that gap from where you are by listening and in that talk is your entire life can change. In that moment of pause, you can change your entire life. And I hope this conversation helped you gain lots of insight, which I know everybody is going to have something to contemplate on.
If your audience has any questions or anything, they could feel free to comment on your video or on your episode, and I'll be more than happy to answer them.
Yes. And apart from it, I'll be sharing Yudi's all the social media links in my description.
Oh,
So
thank you.
watch with him if you are really, really willing to change your life. You really need to learn to communicate effectively, not to the outside world, but to your own self. And Yudi is the master for that.
Once you
No
learn how to
wonders.
communicate with yourself better, communicating with the others becomes easier because everything
Yes.
communicates and everything about you communicates.
Yes. And with this note, though I know it's my podcast, I am the host, but I want a closing statement from none other than Uday Iyer, the UD, the UD.
Thank you. Thank you. First of all, I'm super grateful for this opportunity to be on your platform. Thank you very much. Yes, everyone, just keep going, keep inspiring, and never ever believe the naysayers. Keep going. Be very grateful for everything you already have. And yes, don't do anything that I wouldn't. I love you all.
Love you all, and we will keep coming back with
Yes, we
lots
have.
many voices for you to hear, for you to inspire, knowing that we all are humans and we all are extraordinary in our ordinary ways. You just need to see yourself. So, see you
Thank
next
you.
time, and
Yes, we see you
thank
soon.
you for watching. And we would love to have you back.
Pleasure was all mine. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank
Long
you
live
so
rock and
much.
roll. Thank you.